Let's slobber over Jimmer Fredette,
Yes,
but I mean, he is fantastic. We see scores all the time, and you go, wow, that's Kevin Durant was a wonderful guy, but you know what? His team bowed out early in the NCAAs. How good is Jimmer Fredette in terms of where we're going to see him maybe in March?
Well, I think you can draw a great comparison with Stephen Curry of Davidson. Now, BYU is a much better team, I think, than that Davidson team. But if you remember in 2008, Stephen Curry almost single-handedly led Davidson within a possession of beating Kansas and getting to the Final Four. As we've seen throughout the course of this season, Jimmer Fredette has that capability with BYU. You mentioned 3 of the last 4 games he scored over 40 points. 2 of those games were on the road. He had 47 at Utah, 42 against Colorado State in Fort Collins. Jimmer Fredette came back for his senior year to not just improve his draft stock, because he loved college basketball and a great shot to lead BYU to a potential Final Four date in Houston.
So those are gaudy numbers from one player in scoring. Gaudy records for both teams now, 20-1 and 19-1. Mountain West, though, and I think the big question here is they're going to rack up wins the rest of the way, is when we get to March and Selection Sunday comes, where do these guys fall? Sometimes they're very high. Sometimes we find them 8, 9, and 10.
Well, I will say this. First of all, for San Diego State, they went on the road a ton. They played their first 5 games away from San Diego. First 18, they played 11 away from San Diego. So they challenged themselves, and that's what the selection committee loves to see. And this is a different season. I mean, San Diego State and BYU, with gaudy records, will be treated warmly by the selection committee because there's so many other teams that are basically mediocre. They're going to rise up. A lot of the Power 6 conferences, like the Pac-10, the ACC, the SEC, are down. So there are going to be spots for San Diego State and BYU to be a 2 or a 3 seed. I don't think either one can get to a 1 now that San Diego State's lost a game, but they definitely can be on that 2nd or 3rd line.